Welcome to the Midday News. Electing good and capable leaders in the upcoming LLG elections is crucial for strengthening ward governance and achieving tangible results in key results areas. Kombu LLG manager Neres Gogor highlighted this during an election awareness and candidates forum at the TVWAN Original yesterday. His statement comes as voters prepare to head to the polls to elect new leaders for their wards and LLGs. He encouraged voters in Kombu to vote for good leaders who will be able to work closely with his LLG administration to effectively address the 9 strategic result areas: health, education, DPI, economics, social infrastructure, lands and village courts, and disaster management. Mr. Gogor urged voters to carefully consider their choices and elect leaders who will prioritize the needs of their communities. By doing so, wards can benefit from effective governance, improved services, and sustainable development. He also cautioned voters against selling their votes and stressed on the importance of making informed decisions when voting. Okteri Mining Limited is working closely with Rumgine School of Nursing to enhance students' clinical training. A memorandum of agreement was signed between Okteri and the Rumgine School of Nursing in April to effect this collaboration. The agreement will enable students to do practical training at the Tabubil Hospital to gain more hands-on clinical experience. Manager Health Services for Okteri, Raymond Singamis, said Tabubil Hospital is a Level 5 facility and services the Okteri workforce and patients from the surrounding communities. Therefore, students doing their training will enhance their capacity building and theories learned in the classroom. He also highlighted the current upgrade of the hospital, including specialist services, that they have specialists in surgery, obstetric, general clinic services, pediatrics, and internal medicine. Turning abroad, a Sydney mum is calling for change after being told her daughter would have to wait 5 months for a scan her doctors said was urgent. The 5-year-old needs a sedation before a CT scan because she has an intellectual disability. Advocates say medical services don't do enough to accommodate people with disability, and it's taking many years of their lives.
Mum has tried everything to reassure her about having a CT scan, but nothing works. So the 5-year-old who lives with intellectual disability and profound hearing loss must be fully sedated for the procedure.
She is highly sensitive to sound and movement.
Worried about a growth in Imogen's middle ear, a specialist recently ordered a CT scan. Inika was shocked the next available appointment was in 5 months.
If Imogen was a typical 5-year-old, she would have had her scan and her doctor would have had the results within a week.
More than 450,000 Australians live with intellectual disability. Those needing sedation or support during medical procedures often struggle.
If someone can't undergo investigations, they may never receive the diagnosis and they have no chance of accessing treatment.
A recent Queensland study found people with disability were not being diagnosed with deadly conditions early enough. Many were not diagnosed until just before or just after their death. Imogen's mum didn't rest until she secured a CT scan under general anaesthetic for her daughter. The radiologist reported the growth had caused near-complete obliteration of part of her ear. She had surgery to remove the mass the following day.
It could have grown towards her brain and it could have just continued to cause more catastrophic damage in her head.
New South Wales Health has told the ABC it's committed to providing safe, inclusive and person-centred care to people with disability. Decisions to conduct imaging under anaesthetic or sedation are based on a patient's needs and done in consultation with a treating practitioner.
Pacific Island nations of Vanuatu, Tonga and Tuvalu are among 36 countries reportedly facing restrictions, stopping their nationals from traveling to the USA. Pacific Islanders in the U.S. and abroad have condemned the proposed travel ban, saying their countries aren't a threat. Vanuatu and Tonga's governments are seeking more information about the proposed travel ban. Now those living in the U.S. and abroad are asking why Pacific Island nations were included on the reported travel ban list. The U.S. State Department on Tuesday said travel bans were a national security measure, and the Trump administration was considering restrictions for countries based on their security capabilities, rates of visa overstaying, and failure to repatriate nationals. Tonga's foreign minister is in talks with the country's U.S.-based officials, while the Vanuatu government said it is yet to learn the reasons it was included on the list. Commissioner Travis Lovett has finished his 500-kilometre walk across Victoria, marking the end of the Yurok Justice Commission. Yurok has been investigating the historical and ongoing injustices experienced by First Peoples in Victoria.
I'm here at Victoria's Parliament House, where an event's just been held to mark the end of the 4-year Yurok Justice Commission. The Yurok Justice Commission is the Aboriginal truth-telling inquiry in Victoria. It's been investigating the impact of colonisation, past and ongoing, for 4 years in Victoria. It's now the state's longest ever running Royal Commission. And to commemorate its work, Yurok Commissioner Travis Lovett has just completed a 25-day, 500-kilometre walk, which has ended here at Victoria's Parliament House. He's walked to try and raise awareness of the Commission's work, which wraps up formally on the 30th of June, but here with this celebration today.
I'm incredibly proud and honoured to be able to stand here in the steps of Parliament, where since 1856 this place has made decisions that have controlled and affected First Peoples' lives. But it's also the place where we can transform the future.
He was joined by some thousands of people on this last leg of his walk, including school children, and we are still waiting to see the final report of the Yurok Justice Commission. It's not expected to be released today, but will be probably most likely next month. It's expected to include more than 100 recommendations to address systemic injustices between the state and Victorian First Peoples.
Police have shut down a Thai scam centre targeting Australians. 13 people, including 5 Australians, allegedly ran the centre. An investigation into the online investment fraud is continuing. Thai police said over a dozen foreigners, mostly Australians and British, were arrested for allegedly running this online investment fraud that had duped people out of at least $1.9 million. Bob Buridej, chief of the police's Central Investigation Bureau, at a press conference in Bangkok, said police raided a rental house in the province of Samut Prakan and arrested 13 people. He said the alleged scammers operated out of Thailand to swindle money from victims in Australia and potentially other English-speaking countries through online advertisements and phone calls to invest in long-term bonds with a promise of high returns. The under-siege Queensland Maroons turned the tables on the Blues, leading 26 points to 6 at halftime of a must-win Game 2. But now New South Wales is fighting for its greatest comeback in Origin history. It was a wet and fiery opening half to the game and a sloppy 1-2 from the Blues as Jerome Loy sent the first kick of the night out on the full. It was a very different result from New South Wales' second-last tackle option, however, as Nathan Cleary forced an error from Kalen Ponga, and while the Blues didn't capitalise immediately, it set the tone for a strong start from Laurie Daly's side.
Defending their line so far, New South Wales. What a Queensland got. Toya, there's the try. It's Homer! And he goes inside the top 10 greatest front. Now Harry Grant sprinting. He gives it to Munster. Munster's got over. Come on, he goes to himself, Nathan. With a crook leg and all.
There's nothing wrong with the leg now.
Queensland here out the back. It comes. They've got over again. They're carving him up. Absolutely carving.
Line Harvey Norman replay. Just have a look at the combination. All Penrith players or ex-Penrith players combining to score that try.
Then the Luai, then the Mitchell. Here's Toto again! He's got three! The Blues are back in it!
And once again, the lead
for Luai. He goes to the bird. It's a wow! It's a try to Angus Crichton! It's the greatest comeback in Origin history. It's 2 points the difference. From the dead again. We should have known.
And that's been today's news update. Do join us at 6 tonight for our main bulletin. Bye for now.